The movie begins in the far future, after humanity has already stepped off Earth and started building colonies across space. One of those colonies is Osiris, a harsh, dusty world where a prison workforce keeps a giant corporate machine running. High above the planet, Exor's enormous sky platform hangs like a second moon, staring down at the capital. And not far from it, the flotilla floats in orbit as a heavily armed base, watching the surface, enforcing order, and guarding the next wave of settlements. Lieutenant Kane Somerville works out of that orbital system. He's talented, decorated, and uneasy. Years earlier, he led a combat sortie that went wrong. Nearly everyone under his command died, and the blame stuck. Command floated substance issues, then quietly pardoned him because his record was too valuable. The cost was personal. His marriage cracked, and his 11-year-old daughter, Indy, became someone he loved, mostly through distance. Today, Kane finally gets a few hours with her. He takes Indy across the desert in a rover, trying to sell her on the idea that this barren planet is the future. Indy isn't buying it. She repeats what her mother believes, that Kane is hiding up in the sky because it's easier than facing life on the ground. Kane dodges the accusation, admits he hasn't talked to her mom in ages, and leans on duty. He says he's helping build a new chapter for humanity. To win Indy over, he lets her handle his sidearm and shows her how to aim and fire. Then they inspect newly built bunkers, supposed shelters if things ever go bad. When the tour ends, Indy is sent back to Osiris City to stay with a nanny. She can't live on the flotilla with him. Kane promises he'll return in a week and tells her to call any time. Night on Osiris is not quiet. Shapes move out in the wasteland. Predators that don't belong in any normal ecosystem. By morning, Kane is back in orbit, woken by his onboard AI, Travis, who runs his routine. Lights, food, messages. Kane ignores his wife's calls and brushes off a co-worker, but he plays Indy's message while reading reports. Halfway through, her recording cuts out. Kane asks Travis to recover it. Travis can't. Surface comms have been temporarily severed due to disturbances at the prison. The person truly running this world is General Linux, Exor's top authority on the platform. She treats lives as numbers and cares more about Exor's image than the people trapped below. She's hearing the real briefing. The prison has been breached, and Exor's own engineered creatures, ragged things built for future colony clearing, have gotten loose. They're killing inmates, spilling into outer districts, and moving toward the capital. If nothing changes, everyone on Osiris dies. The outer settlements are already collapsing, communications flicker, and the surface teams are being overrun one checkpoint at a time. The colonel keeps repeating the same point. Every minute matters, and any delay is a death sentence for families. A colonel argues for rescue. Linux refuses. Saving people would expose secrets and stain the brand. So she stages a meeting and sells a safer lie. In front of officers, including Kane, she claims the prisoners have seized a lethal virus Exor once experimented on and will release it in Osiris City if Exor intervenes. Her answer is Protocol 84. Wipe the colony before the prisoners can bargain. She sets a countdown, 23 hours, and promises the capital and employee families will be protected. Afterward, she orders every attendee tagged and tracked for those 23 hours. Anyone showing unusual movement gets isolated. Kane tries to reach Indy. Nothing goes through. He presses Travis for details, but the AI locks him out. So Kane does what he knows. He flies. He steals a craft, punches out of the station, and threads through defensive fire with raw instinct. Security ships chase him. Kane shoves the stolen vessel past safe G limits to take out the last pursuer, but the acceleration starts to black him out. The craft's emergency system assumes he's dying and blasts his seat free. Kane snaps awake mid-ejection, rips the harness loose, and pops the chute just in time. He splashes down in water and staggers upright until a shadow steps in and knocks him out. He wakes on the ground, staring down a gun. The man holding it is Cy Lombrock. Kane tries to feed him Linux's story, but Cy doesn't flinch. Cy used to be a prison nurse. He knows the truth. Cain switches to what matters. He needs to reach Osiris City and get his daughter out before Exor turns the planet into ash. If Sai helps, Cain can get him into a safety bunker. Sai agrees, because Sai has his own reasons to hate the system. Sai's mind flashes back to the prison. He's in the mess hall with two inmates, Vim and Kriat, going over escape intel supplied by another prisoner, Carmel. Kriat calls it suicide. Sai insists it's now or never. When they learn Bostock and his crew are also ready, the group commits. Step 1 requires solitary confinement, because the exit route can only be reached from isolation. Carmel tries to get himself sent there, but Warden Mordain drags him into an office instead. Mordain mocks Carmel's faith, says solitary is no longer on the table, then has guards hold Carmel down while he beats him. Sai triggers the riot himself. He starts a fight in the canteen. Mordain arrives with guards and, strangely, allows the brawl to continue as long as the crowd stays civil. That's the cue. Kriat breaks the rules on purpose, injuring the man attacking Sai and pushing the room into chaos. Guards surge in, and Sai and the others get exactly what they wanted. Isolation. Solitary on Osiris isn't a quiet cell. It's a rotating chamber with strobing lights meant to scramble a prisoner's mind. Sai endures it until Mordain returns, pulling Sai and Vim out for a special assignment. Back in the present, Sai tells Cain the capital is too far. On foot, they'll never beat the countdown. Cain agrees, but he knows a way. Beyond the mountains sits a black market outpost where contraband traders keep vehicles. If they can reach that place, they can steal wheels and make a run for Osiris City. Cain and Sai barely finish mapping their route when engine noise sweeps over the wasteland. A pair of Exor patrol craft skim the dunes, searching. Both men drop into the grass and stay frozen until the shadows pass. Cain isn't just missing, he's being hunted. They push on to the smuggler's outpost, tucked beyond the ridgeline. A dirty knot of shacks and fuel drums. Inside the only bar, two regulars are turning boredom into sport. Jip and Bill, a rough-edged couple laughing as they throw knives into a dented, human-shaped board. The bartender jerks her chin toward the yard. That bus out there? It's theirs. Cain approaches with the wrong timing, right as Jip is lining up her next throw. She doesn't appreciate interruptions. In a blink, she has steel at his throat and Bill sizes Cain up. Sai steps in fast, reading the room better than Cain ever could. He tells them Cain's an Exor man who defected, and all he wants is to reach his kid before the corporation wipes the surface clean. Cain offers money, $20,000, to buy a ride to the capital. Bill is tempted, but Jip wants proof. Her test is stupid and dangerous. Take a hit of their drug, steady your hand, and land a knife dead center. Cain plays along, inhales, and walks to the line with a soldier's calm. His throw splits the target perfectly. Jip's smile says she hates how impressed she is. Deal. They climb aboard the bus, but Bill insists on one stop first. An armed Sai's cage drops away as a trapdoor opens beneath him. He falls into another room where Bostock is waiting with the plan already in motion. Bostock has stolen uniforms and forged IDs. One card even labels Sai as a nurse, clean enough to walk past checkpoints. Before they can celebrate, Kriat barrels in, pale and shaking, saying he let something out. The facility erupts. Mutated inmates, some half-human, some already ragged, tear through guards and prisoners alike. Vim, no longer Vim, becomes one of them and kills Mordain in the chaos. Bostock and Kriat want to run for the capital, but Sai won't. He says he has to go to the opera, his private obsession, his last thread of meaning, so they split, each choosing a different kind of escape. Back in the present, Cain and Sai meet the arms sellers, Mandel and Joe. They show up with crates and greedy smiles, demanding 30 grand. Cain pays without haggling because time is bleeding out. The bus rolls away and the dealers celebrate like they've just won a lottery. Then the night answers them. From their shack, Mandel and Joe spot movement, low, fast shapes closing in. They fire through windows and drop a couple, but the rest hit like a wave, smashing in, crawling over each other, flooding the room. Cornered, Joe yanks a grenade and detonates it rather than be torn apart. Hours later, as the bus eats distance toward Osiris City, Kane lays everything out. The Ragged are spreading. Exor is going to trigger Protocol 84, and they've got roughly 4 hours before the reactors are used to erase the colony. In the rattling dark, they talk like people who know they might not see morning, about choices, consequences, and the way Exor treats prisoners as tools. When the skyline of Osiris finally appears, it's already a ruin in motion. Sirens, smoke, screaming crowds. Ragged sprint through streets and alleyways, striking with that tongue, infecting people and turning the city into a factory for more monsters. They arm up. The plan is simple. Kane and Sai go inside to find Indy. Jip stays with the bus and covers their exit. Inside Indy's building, a terrified neighbor claims he hasn't seen her, but he's too scared to stop them. Kane and Sai take the stairs, forcing doors. Indy's apartment is wrecked. The nanny lies dead. Indy is alive only because she did what kids do when the world goes wrong. She hid. Kane finds her curled in a closet, shaking but breathing. He lies to soften the truth, telling her the nanny went home, then pulls Indy into his arms and promises they're leaving now. They try the stairwell, but a Ragged blocks the path, snarling in the dim. No way down. Kane drags them upward instead, onto the roof. He slams the door and braces it, but the building is surrounded. Sai makes a decision that looks like madness until it works. He grabs Indy and jumps. They land on top of the bus below. Kane follows, slips on the edge, and nearly drops into the street until Sai catches him and hauls him up. They start hitting the hatch and begging Jip to open it. For a moment, she doesn't answer. Bill is inside, bleeding out. A Ragged got him while she was covering the street. She tore through the bus for a med kit and found nothing that could stop it. Bill dies in her arms, and grief turns her into stone, but the pounding above keeps coming. Jip finally opens the hatch and lets them in. Sai throws a blanket over Bill's body, a small mercy in a night without many. Kane takes Indy's hands and tells her the truth in pieces. Exor is going to kill the whole planet. He came because he couldn't lose her, and he's sorry he's been absent. Indy, exhausted and brave, forgives him. Kane gives Jip directions to the nearest employee bunker and makes sure everyone knows the code to get inside. Up in orbit, Linux starts Protocol 84. Then she's alerted. A bus is racing toward one of Exor's bunkers. She sends a gunship to intercept. Indy sees it first, its lights cutting the dark. Kane makes her hide and tells Jip not to take the turn yet, so the ship can't learn the bunker route. After trailing them, the gunship peels away. Jip takes the turn toward the bunker. They're almost there when the gunship reappears in front of them and opens fire. Metal screams. Glass explodes. The bus swerves and keeps crawling forward until the gunship runs out of ammo and breaks off. The cost is immediate. Kane is dead. Jip, too, killed at the wheel. Sai and Indy survive, stunned and bleeding, but moving. Indy reaches for her father, refusing to leave him, but the countdown doesn't care. Sai lifts her and runs, carrying her toward the bunker entrance carved into rock. A Ragged finds them in the caves. It chases them through narrow tunnels, managing to lash its tongue into Sai's neck before Sai shoots it dead. He knows what that sting means. Infection. They find the bunker entrance and Indy inputs the code. They slip inside right before the planet becomes light and thunder. Exor's sterilization event turning Osiris into a grave. Inside the bunker, the air is stale and the lights are automatic, humming like a heartbeat. Emergency rations sit stacked in metal lockers, and a printed Exor poster on the wall promises safety through order, which feels like a cruel joke now. Indy drags Sai to a bench and checks his neck the way she's seen medics do, trying to pretend this is just another injury. Sai keeps forcing his breathing slow, fighting the animal panic rising in his chest. Every few minutes, his fingers twitch, like his body is arguing with his mind. He whispers, "Indy," again and again, clinging to it. Sai starts to transform. He begs Indy to find something sharp so he can end it. Indy refuses. She stays close, talks to him, and holds his hand as his body mutates, trying to keep something human alive. Sai's buried memory surfaces. Earth, a hospital. He's a nurse, then the patients brought in are his wife and daughter. Neither survives. Later, he finds the man who caused it and attacks him in a breakdown before security drags Sai away. Grief turned into violence, and violence sent him here. Many days pass after the blast. Eventually, 2 explorers discover the bunker. They spot Indy in a suit, a lone child on a dead planet. Sai, now ragged but not fully gone, ambushes them. He kills one. The other is pinned and terrified, and Indy uses that fear as leverage. The survivor explains what Exor is telling the universe. Prisoners rioted, seized reactor control, and caused a meltdown. Officially, there were no survivors. The flotilla has been recalled and is heading back toward Earth. Indy makes an offer the explorer can't refuse. If she wants to live, she'll take Indy and Sai to the flotilla undetected. The explorer agrees. They board the small ship. As it lifts away, the explorer watches Indy and Sai communicate with simple signs. Indy pets Sai's head and squeezes his hand. Osiris shrinks into darkness and Indy whispers goodbye to her father while promising Sai they're finally going home.